Keith, tracing my mother's family, Pereira, arrived at baptism register entry of 1718 for Abraham Pereira, which actually says a man of 34 years, formerly a Jew. He was married the following day, Sephardic. Well, if he was a Jew and he had the name Pereira, I would assume that he's likely Sephardic. It's not guaranteed. Could also be that he was a mix, granted in 1700s, not very common. But where was this? Because, or where did he come from? Because with a name like Pereira and converting, I'm kind of wondering if he's Western Sephardic or Eastern Sephardic, and if maybe he's traceable. So yeah, I don't know. That's really interesting. Keith, Pereira is a Portuguese name. Abraham, not so much. Rare. Sephardic is a possibility, I'd say. Oh, for some reason I thought that was Keith responding. Oh, that I saw. Okay, this is what I saw. Whitechapel, London. Okay, yeah, Whitechapel, London. It's probably going to be Sephardic. What I would suggest you do is get a hold of the records from Bevis Marks, because if he was Sephardic, he would have likely shown up in the records of Bevis Marks living in Whitechapel, London. Which, by the way, I thank you so much, Alexandra, for the €3 super sticker. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Koblenz, Germany, coming in for the assistance. Thank you. But back to Keith. So Whitechapel, London, we're dealing with Bevis Marks here. And some of the records are online. So they have the Jeff Malka Sephardic collection. And yeah, I think you can search it through. So actually, we'll just go ahead. Now, Abraham was a very common name amongst the Sephardic Jews of London. But yeah, the other thing, I need to lock it. Hold on. The other thing to keep in mind too is the GRO records, the General Registry Office, which if you've not ordered records from there, I highly recommend going and finding the records for the family from there. But okay, so here we go. So we have a few different ones now. These are burials, and if he had converted, more than likely he's not going to be showing up here. But one thing to keep in mind is, if you notice, there's Lopez here, but that's not really a middle name. These are double surnames, and a lot of these people use double surnames, and the double surnames would be passed on intact each generation unless someone decided to drop one of the names. So for my family, Nunes Vaz stayed Nunes Vaz for many generations. And so this was Lopez Pereira, Mendez Pereira, none others here really, but there could be all sorts of double surnames. So that's one thing to keep in mind as you look is, can you find anything, even if it's just an initial, like let's say you found something that says Abraham L. Pereira. Well, that's a big hint that the name could have been Lopez Pereira. At the same time, it's also possible that the name was just Pereira. So that's where I would suggest looking, where you may be able to find some stuff. So yeah. And for those who are a little confused about what I'm talking about, Keith mentioned earlier that he found a record indicating, I guess it wasn't that long. I was thinking it was like at the beginning. Yeah. A man of 34 years, formerly a Jew. So 34 years, what is that? That's 1684 that he would have been born. So 1684-ish, I would say sometime in the 1680s, because you never know where the age really truly is. And so, see if you can find an Abraham Pereira that fits that mold, or at the very least, even if you find multiple, make note of each one, start kind of a profile for each one, and then go through and see if there's ones you can rule out. Especially, you find one, check, well, what are they doing at the time that we know this Abraham Pereira is now no longer a Jew, or no longer Jewish. He's still a Jew culturally and ethnically. He's just not Jewish religiously. Which, by the way, I should mention for those who are confused, Judaism or Jewishness is an ethno-religion. So it's an ethnicity, but it is based around a religion. So there is an ethnical component to it in terms of people having shared genetic ancestry, but it's based around a religious aspect. And so people can convert in and out as well. But that doesn't change the genetics. Yeah. Oh, yeah. En Rob, goed, dankjewel. Dankjewel ook. I don't know how to say you're welcome. How do you say you're welcome? I don't think I ever learned that. I learned like a bunch of ways to say thank you, Dank je, bedankt, dankjewel.